It felt like if this can happen in Boulder, this can happen anywhere.
1 year ago today,
this is going to change their lives, and not for the better.
10 people were killed at a Boulder grocery store.
Everyone we know shops here. We knew the employees. I mean, it's pretty close.
Boulder is honoring their lives.
This community was so incredibly supportive to us last year and this past year.
To make sure they're not forgotten.
It's important to mourn. It's important to remember.
The event's happening today for people to pause and reflect, and the resources still available for anyone in need 1 year later.
I think the events of last year have had a profound impact on everybody in the Boulder community.
It's a difficult day in Colorado, an especially emotional day in Boulder. Today marks 1 year since the King Soopers shooting in Boulder. You're looking live from the store, which is closed to the public for the day. And this is what it looks like outside the Boulder Police Department, where a memorial is set up to honor Officer Eric Talley. 1 year ago today, a gunman opened fire at the Table Mesa store, killing 10 people. Thanks for joining us for Denver 7 News at 11. I'm Jason Grenauer. The community is honoring and remembering the people who lost their lives throughout the day today. And we want to read the names of the 10 people killed. Denny Stong, Nevin Stanisic, Ricky Olds, Trolona Bartkowiak, Suzanne Fountain, Terry Leiker, Officer Eric Talley, Kevin Mahoney, Lynn Murray, and Jody Waters. There are several events this afternoon to honor their memory. Starting at 2, the Boulder Police Department will honor the life of Officer Eric Talley with a line of duty death commemoration. The City of Boulder and all Colorado King Soopers stores will hold a moment of silence at 2:30. Then from 4:30 to 6, there will be a day of remembrance gathering at the Glen Huntington Bandshell near the Pearl Street Mall. We have team coverage from Boulder this morning, seeing how the community is honoring those victims. We start with Denver 7's Colette Bordelon, who is outside the Officer Talley Memorial in Boulder, where people have been paying their respects all morning. Colette?
Yeah, Jason, we just watched as firefighters actually came and paid their respects to Officer Eric Talley, who rushed inside of that King Soopers a year ago today and saved lives. No one else was hurt after Officer Talley went inside that store. You can see here outside the Boulder Police Department, they're already setting up for the line of duty death commemoration, which will happen this afternoon. And then here, this police cruiser, there's items, mementos on it, things like a toy police truck, flowers, notes. All of those will either be given to Officer Talley's family or they'll be kept right here at the police department. Now, those are also signs of gratitude that this community has for what Officer Talley did, and signs of just how strong this city has always been. There's a comfort in the creek. Boulder doesn't take for granted.
Best place to live in the United States, at least.
And if you listen closely to the people talking on Pearl Street,
I've lived in Boulder County since 1978.
this is home.
I love snow. Yeah, I was disappointed we weren't having more of it.
But in the snow are traces of a tragedy seen throughout the city.
I was just amazed that this could happen in Boulder.
Exactly a year ago, Boulder had to become Boulder strong.
Yeah, this was our store. Yeah.
10 people's lives were cut short in a place they should have been safe.
A lot of emergency vehicles started coming up Broadway, like so many, and we just knew something was wrong.
The moments from that day feel closer than most memories.
My mom actually was in the store, and she's 86, and she heard the gun go off.
And walking back inside that store is bittersweet.
I spent a moment in the parking lot thinking, should I go in?
It definitely feels heavy.
But like the creek, that gives the people a reason to pause.
It's important to mourn. It's important to remember.
The meaning of two words said so many times this past year.
Life is short, that you just don't know what's going to happen. You got to just love your people really well.
This community has always been and will always be Boulder stronger. Now this police cruiser will be outside the police department until tonight, so anyone and everyone is invited to come and pay their respects to Officer Eric Talley. Now, Jason, as I was talking to those people going in and out of the King Soopers, they did say they're happy to have the store back open. It feels welcoming to them, but still, as they walk through those aisles, they'll never forget what happened there a year ago today. Live in Boulder, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
Colette, thank you. And President Joe Biden signed a bill officially renaming a Boulder post office in honor of Officer Talley. The post office is at 15th and Walnut in Boulder. Colorado Representative Joe Neguse introduced that bill last year, and every Colorado representative sponsored it. Students at CU Boulder are keeping Terry Liker's legacy alive through a scholarship. She was a clerk at the Table Mesa store. She had only 30 minutes left in her shift when she was killed. Terry's mom says she loved animals and the CU Buffs.
She was at every Stampede, which is the pep fest that we hold on Pearl Street. She was at every event, and she would always greet the band. She just came right up to you and had a smile on her face and just started talking and strike up a conversation.
The Terry Liker Marching Band Scholarship is helping 2 students this year. CU is accepting more donations so the scholarship can expand. Governor Jared Polis is remembering the 10 people killed. In a statement, he says, in part, "Let today serve as a reminder that moving forward doesn't mean leaving those we've lost behind. We must never forget the Colorado spirit of strength and resilience demonstrated in our darkest hours. Together, we will help each other heal, take pride in our community, and cherish our time with our loved ones all the more." The governor will attend Boulder's Day of Remembrance events later on today. Now, the community has been grieving in the year since the shooting, and people cope with loss very differently. Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us live from outside the store on Table Mesa Drive. And Christian, there are still resources out there for anyone who still needs help.
Yeah, Jason, there are. The Boulder Strong Resource Center opened right after the shooting, and they've been helping people heal ever since. And they're still seeing around 200 people a month. And the center says it's seeing an increase in people this week, and they're expecting to see more today on this painful milestone. And it really is a great place for the community to come and heal together. They have massage therapy, acupuncture, yoga. There are comfort dogs that go in. It also features a beautiful art therapy room, and there are counselors ready to help. And because healing works in a complicated way when there's a traumatic event like this, the center saw some people come in for help right away, but for others it could take a little while longer. And someone who maybe didn't need help a year ago may be needing it now, and the center is here to support them and meet them where they are in the healing process.
One thing that's really important to mention for people is that any kind of feeling is normal. So some people might be feeling numb, they might be feeling angry, they might be feeling scared, they might be feeling sad. All of those feelings are normal and valid, and that's why our counselors are here as well, just to support people where they are.
And the center is located on Baseline Road, and they're open 6 days a week. You don't need an appointment, and they will be there today if you need it. We are live in Boulder this morning. I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
An important resource, especially on a day like today. Thank you, Christian. People donated nearly $5 million to the Colorado Healing Fund after the shooting. More than $3 million of that went to the victims and their families. Some of the money was distributed just 2 days after the shooting.
Rent assistance, ride shares, hotels, basic needs, which include just helping to cover groceries, fuel, any sort of just general needs that pop up as people are continuing through the grief process, the healing process.
Now, money from the fund has also gone to the Boulder Strong Resource Center. The Colorado Healing Fund was created 4 years ago as a secure place to donate after tragedies. Now, Denver 7 will be at all of the events honoring the victims today. You can watch them on air or online at thedenverchannel.com. We'll also have more coverage starting this afternoon on Denver 7 News at 4. New at 11, First Lady Jill Biden is coming to Colorado this week. On Friday, she'll attend a Democratic National Committee finance event. Then on Saturday, she'll speak at the White House's Latino Economic Summit at the Community College of Denver. She'll also speak at the Latin American Educational Foundation Gala. That happens on Saturday night. The Senate Judiciary Committee is taking a break right now as senators question Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson. Now, today is the second day of her confirmation hearings. Republicans are raising concerns about Judge Jackson's judicial philosophy, record, and issues of race, and how they influence her decisions on the court, or would impact her decisions on the court if she's confirmed. M. Wynn reports on what happened during the first few hours of testimony.
Breaking barriers, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, the nation's first black woman nominated to serve on the Supreme Court in 233 years. Now Judge Jackson facing 30 minutes of questioning from each senator on the Judiciary Committee. If all the time is used, Jackson is looking at 11 hours in one day, roughly 8 more tomorrow. Republicans vow to scrutinize her record, with Ranking Member Chuck Grassley questioning her interpretation of the Constitution.
Do the First Amendment free speech protections apply equally to conservative and liberal protesters?
Yes, Senator.
Senator John Cornyn pressing Jackson on her role as a public defender representing Guantanamo Bay detainees. And Senator Josh Hawley accusing Jackson of issuing lenient sentences to defendants possessing child pornography, to which Judge Jackson had the chance to respond today, calling those cases sickening and the accusations false.
As a mother and a judge who has had to deal with these cases, I was thinking that nothing could be further from the truth.
Although day 2 and 3 may be the most polarizing part of the confirmation hearings, no one doubts the 51-year-old mother of 2's judicial qualifications.
No one questions either your academic law school credentials or your service as clerk and as federal judge.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he remains confident the Senate will confirm Judge Jackson by early April. Her confirmation won't need any Republican votes. Wynn, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Coming up, people are trying to rebuild and return to normal months after the Marshall Fire. Still ahead, Denver 7 Gives is trying to help. Your donations are going a long way so 2 young sisters who lost everything can have something of their own.